Okay, there we go. Hello, sexy souls. How are you all doing? We're gonna do a tarot reading today. Doing a check in. Funny. Like I started, and then my computer wouldn't record. And the thing it goes, plug your computer in. Like duh. And but before that, I was getting. I kept hearing like, what the, you know what I mean? The complete the thing. Like there's that little sound bite that people put on their social media videos and stuff like that. Look, y'all. Look, look. I got up 6:30, did my walking, my hike, ran to the grocery store, and now I'm here. Okay, we're gonna deal with what we got. This is what it looked like. This is what it looked like. It'll look stringy because it was stuck to my back when I was sweating. Anyhow, so I'm gonna get back into the swing of getting up at the appropriate time. Okay, okay, getting on early. That's what we're doing. Anywho's, so I'm coming in, and I just keep getting what the like seriously, somebody's just asking what the. And so I'm like, okay, I guess that's gonna be it. And then the idea of them going, plug your computer, like I don't know, it just felt like an answer, like spirit's like, duh, this. I don't know. We'll see. Um, it just felt funny. I just felt like, how's my computer like? Because I had a full battery. I could have technically recorded the why it told me to plug it. It wouldn't let me record until I plugged it in. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but okay. Anywho, it just felt like they were talking like I was dumb. Like my computer's like, I know you can go forever, so go ahead and plug your. Anyways, it felt like an answer. I don't know. So okay, before we get started, friendly reminder: you are a sovereign being over your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So my suggestion to you would be to not Cinderella shit to make it fit. Yay! All right, okay. And I have my coffee. Ooh, that was another celebration because I don't know what, like, it used to be such a habit that I would walk before anything else, right? Um, that used to be me. That used to be me. And then something about moving to this location. And of course, I have children, so we know. So I started drinking coffee in the mornings to, because, wrangling them was just, And then it was like I had to pee a million times. And like, I don't want to, because I have a bladder the size of a walnut and all that kind of stuff. And so, like, a diuretic. And I was just like, oh my God. And I got to where I love early morning walks. Love them. But I got to where it was just like, and then it got cold. And then it was like one thing after another. It was just like, it got me so out of the routine to where, like, when I finally could do it, it was like pulling teeth. Anyways, so this morning I was like, you gonna get up and you're gonna do the thing because I know once you get there you'll be aight. I mean, I wasn't really convinced, honestly, I really wasn't, but I was like, we're gonna do this. And we're not gonna drink the coffee before because we don't get as long of a walk in when we have to suddenly go pee because I go on a trail that's hiked a lot because it's the closest one. It's around a lake. Instead of out in, if it was out in the woods, could pop a squat. I'd be fine. But I can't pop a squat in this location. So, anywho's, this is relevant somehow because I don't usually go on. Like, you'd be so proud that I did not have coffee beforehand. I actually did things really. I was. And this is the reason why I probably won't have 2 cups because I was getting to the point where like I drank so I could. God, it looks so god awful, and I cannot get rid of it. That was you can see where the doorknob hit. It's a stupid doorknob. Anyways, um, I'd want one around like this time frame, 9 o'clock and everything, and so I would have a second cup. That's why I went to half calf so Let me just tell you. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something about today for you all, or when you see this, like you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get on my P's and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna get it done. You know what I mean? Like something that you've been wanting to either get back to or take care of or something like that. You're gonna be on it. Like just the energy is being on it. On like Donkey Kong is what I want to say. Okay. So, and yesterday I was getting barked at for having my legs crossed. Not today. I dare an MFer. I dare an MFer to. This spirit that's barking at me. I don't know why. But go ahead. Anyways, let's go ahead and dig in and see what they've got for today. What the WTF is what I want to say. WTF. Okay. Let's do this. Ooh, Storm and Tarot. I kind of like that. They're giving me messages for me. They're like, this is funny. When they want me to say something to somebody, they'll show me saying something to that person, and that's their way of going, actually say, because like there's shit you get all the time, and you're like, I ain't saying that, or like things come through, and you're just like, why are you telling me? I don't know, you know what I mean? And they got to where they're like, they would show me either like doing a tarot reading and saying something or saying something to somebody, and that's an indication that I need to actually say it to the person. So they were telling me I need to do like the second half of 2025 kind of a read, the last 6 months or the rest of 2025 or some shit. I'm like, why are we at this point? Anyways, they showed me saying that to you all. I guess that's to hold me accountable. Y'all know damn good well I be saying some shit up here and I don't do it. Because if I don't feel it, I don't do it. They just. All right. Well, look at this. This is the King of Pentacles. I don't know why I want to be like that, but I like this. And then we have this star. Is the King of Pentacles the star? Is what it feels like. Okay, let's keep going. Like, I've gone through another bout of losing some. Here's the thing, I have hair there. This has always been a thing. But like I have but I've lost some hair. So when you have histamine issues, there's something about summertime where you go through this massive shedding, mainly because mold gets kicked up then, and that there's a lot environmentally that will screw with you're already in inflammation, and then that happens again. So but I be shedding, and then over the winter it'll grow back. Like literally starting probably September, it'll start to. Oh. Okay, so we're just gonna dive right in. I don't know what the like. I still hear that. King of Pentacles is out here, and I said something about the star feels like. The star is the indicator of being on the path. It is spirit guiding someone along the way, right? Because we use the stars to navigate. I don't know if you hear it. It's a major helicopter. They're flying really low. I do live near a military base, but still. They told me to say that's an indication. Can we get to the reading? Good God. Let me show you something. We got the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. In between the King and Queen of Pentacles is the Star and this. There is this idea and notion that the King of Pentacles is the star. Like you follow the North Star home. So the King of Pentacles is home. But I also feel like the King of Pentacles is a bit of a guidepost, is a star. Like it feels like this person has some kind of star quality. Notoriety is what they're saying. This individual has some level of notoriety in whatever field or whatever it is that they do. They're kind of like a guidepost. They're bringing me to, so there's an influencer. He would not call himself an influencer because his entire career is something completely different, but he has become a social media figure. And if you don't know who he is, I would recommend following him. It's Mr. Global. He's a gas and oil expert globally. And I think recently he said he's a contributor to Forbes. Like he owns his own business. Like he's been in the oil industry for a very long time. And so he would be somebody who would be considered, because he's looked to by governments, by corporations. He's kind of looked to as the gold standard of getting advice, if that makes sense. And he knows the industry and the global climate so well that he frequently is able to predict and blah, 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 blah. So, people look to him. So in his field, he has a level of notoriety. Now, before he got on social media, no one fucking knew who he was, except for people within the industry, right? But he's bringing knowledge to the masses that people need to understand, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. People are spewing shit from the booty hose in regards to all kinds of stuff. And so he puts things out there. Like he is somebody that I would be like, hey, that's a king of, he's really probably more an emperor, but he is definitely, but he's definitely a king of pentacles, right? So there's a star quality, and people look to him and navigate according to him, and make judgments and assessments and moves based upon some of the information that he puts out there, right? And he's not the only one, but he is someone that people look to and use as a guidepost, right? So King of Pentacles is this energy of, they're saying emerging. This King of Pentacles is an emerging guidepost of sorts. But also, I think a guidepost in a sense for the Queen of Pentacles. Because I just get the feeling that there's some kind of trying to bring the Queen and King of Pentacles together, because these two are a match. Now, Mr. Global is married, so if you try to go like, that's not who we talk, that's not yours. Okay. Anywho, I'm just saying. Oh, don't get mad. But there's a guidance happening here. It's funny because I feel like this individual has some prominence in their life and in the 3D reality. And it feels as if the shit fire, it's emerging. Like this individual is going to attain status or level of emperor, will create their own empire. That's why I'm like, Mr. Global probably is more an emperor, but you don't become emperor without being the King of Pentacles. And some people would only recognize him as the King of Pentacles because they don't realize the magnitude of influence and under what he knows, his knowledge and everything. And people be challenging him. Some of the dumbest people be challenging him. I'm like, at least pick something the man don't know nothing about. They go head to head like they're just some kind of. That's probably something. I'm sure this person irritates some people that they get to emerge and that they're the one. I feel like there's focus on this individual. People are witnessing and watching this individual. That's where the notoriety kind of comes in. It's like, anyhow, but I'm also getting like a beacon, like a lighthouse of sorts. And it just, I don't know why I feel like it's weird because it's like it's spirit doing it, but it feels like the King of Pentacles is the star, like the how do I put this? Shit. Come on with words. Is the lighthouse bringing the ship in, right? Because the idea is the star is guiding something home. And I feel like this one is guiding the Queen of Pentacles home to him. But then we have, in this deck, it's called the Sacred Clown. It's the Fool card. So between the King and Queen of Pentacles are two major arcana, the Star, and it's like you're being guided. Are you going to take the leap of faith? But with, I get the sense that he is the Star and is like some level of beacon. Thank you. The fact that I tell you it takes so long for somehow this Queen of Pentacles. Overall energy, though, anytime there's a center card, meaning equal number of cards on each side, it's the overall energy. This is a new start. It is a leap of faith. It is about taking the risk, right? So why do we have the Three of Swords over here with the Queen of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles seems to be doing very well. And it's, it's like the leap of faith or the risk is the thing in between. Because I want to say, I want to pair the Star with the King of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles has the Three of Swords. King of Pentacles is doing really, really, really well. There's something going on with the Queen of Pentacles. And what stands between the two of them is the Fool card, the risk, the willingness to take a risk. Over here, the Queen of Pentacles seems very confused. We do have right here that and the hope and prospect of a new beginning, a new start. But there's not really no clarity because all three swords are pointed down, which means not understanding the truth, not seeing the truth, not speaking any kind of a truth. There's a sense of detachment from this. I just like the Queen of Pentacles just wants to feel. In the Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man doesn't have a heart, so and there's no real way to put like a, he's like, I just want a heart, I just want somebody to love. I just want to love, you know, like, and so they pin a heart on him, right? Is that what they, no, he wants a brain. He wants a brain. Who's the one that needs a heart? The lion. For courage, I'm mutilating the shit out of this. Right? Tin Man wants a brain? No, that's a scarecrow. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Why am I having issues? What is going on? I swear I've gone dumb. I've gone dumb. I go dumb every time I channel. Okay. Okay. Who wanted to... Okay, Wizard of Oz. He wanted courage, a heart, and like a Wizard of Oz, Tin Man heart. Okay, yeah, he did. I had it right. What is going on when I say confused as shit? So the Queen of Pentacles may have had something right, but is somehow spazzing out, feeling like she's totally confused and is detaching from something. Okay, and the idea is Tin Man desires a heart, believing he lacks the capacity for love and compassion due to his metallic body. The Tin Man's heart is a representation of capacity for empathy and emotional connection. Okay, so there's something to that. I don't know why that was had to be such a to-do. God. When I tell you I try so very hard, not too damn much is what it is. I try so very hard to make short videos. I see where the what the came from. God. You know, this King of Pentacles, by the cards, I want to say he's trying to find the Queen of Pentacles. But by the way it feels, it's like, I want to say she's saying, no, he's not. And the fact that if I were to read this left to right, which I tend to do, the king is coming first. And it is he is being, while he is a beacon and a light and has attention, he's meant to seek out. It might be a lot more difficult to connect with this individual as a result. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like somebody who with this kind of status, it might you're Joe Schmo, like you ain't gonna send a DM, right, to them. So you kind of have to wait for them. It's funny because I feel like she sees him, but doesn't know how to get to him. You see somebody, but you don't know how to get to them. So I must be reading for the Queen of Pentacles then. I just said that. But put it however it goes. Because she can't get to him. And again, I use the example of someone like Mr. Global because all too often people really want to always take this into celebrity thing. You know, I'm like, that's not what we're talking about. There are so many ways for, you know, and people's egos will just go to, you know what I'm saying? And I try to keep that in check a little bit, right? You know, you try to help people not go into any kind of weird ass psychosis. And she looks like she's trying. She looks like she's engaged in some level of magic here. No, I'm not talking about a love spell or any of that dumb shit. I mean, okay, if it's self love, do it. It ain't so dumb. She's trying to make something happen. You can see that in the images of this. She's trying, she's focusing, but is unsuccessful. So maybe she's attempted to get at the King of Pentacles. Because if he's in this space where he is the star, where he is more easily recognized and is a bit of, it just feels like easier to find him than he is to find her. But then tell me, why does it feel like he has to be the one to take some kind of a risk? And is his status preventing him from doing that? You know, his role, his position, whatever is happening in his life as a result, right? Like, is that stopping him from taking some kind of risk or some kind of new beginning? Or is this just saying, this is the current energy that both of these individuals are in when this new beginning presents itself? Let's get some clarity here. Because it could just be that shit's popping off for the King of Pentacles and he's doing well, while the Queen of Pentacles is like, I'm working my magic, I'm trying hard, but it's not happening, and I'm really confused. And I don't know what to do. And I don't know what the truth is. All the swords down. I think it's a combination of everything I just fucking said. There's like, it's when I can be bought back and forth on the cards and get different messages, we in the zone. That's where we're at. But she's got things, and it's painful. It's like painful to do. Fuck. I mean, the King of Pentacles may be doing what the Queen of Pentacles has been trying to do. You know, create a name for herself, or to create something beautiful in her life, and it's working out for the King of Pentacles, and she's like, I'm spinning my wheels, because that's exactly what she's focused on, is that creating something in her life. There is the helix here, the double helix, the DNA strand right here. There may be some health issues that she's had to work through, some repair work that's been happening, that could have delayed things a bit. Whoever the Queen of Pentacles is very connected to nature, I can tell you that. May seek solace in nature, is what was said. And I would say, if you can't, if that may definitely impact your health. But just not knowing what to do. And how can this start? These two are in very different, almost like two sides of the same coin. Like the Six of Pentacles, the one receiving while the one is still waiting to receive, right? Like, there's a season. Okay, new era elements. Let's find out. I think that's really what's happening is, but it does feel like there is risk that needs to be had here. And I do feel like there is a risk that each of them, because it's in the center, has to take. Him, with the status that he has towards the Queen of Pentacles, because maybe now that he's in this position of being the star and having eyes on him, he can't move exactly the way that he used to. And again, this could be with any type of position. When you move into a position of prominence, other aspects of your life play into how successful that and trajectory that you're going, right? You have to really consider things. Also, he can't just move like he did before. This is what I'm getting. Like he can't just move like he did before. Sometimes when you have those positions, you have to be discerning about and selective of who and what you interact with, how you do the interaction, what you say sometimes, depending on your role, things like that. And so it's kind of like, Spirit just said, it's precarious. And I just feel this feeling of when you have a prominent position, it can give off the air of a power dynamic. You know? Like, let's go to the old trope where, like, the rich man wants to date the maid. I know there's a movie like that, you know, the maid. Like, you know, at his, you know, whatever, hotel or some shit. It's like something feels a little bit muddled. There's more of a risk. There's a risk because there's eyes on all the things that this individual does. Whether it's globally or not, there's eyes on them. And so it's kind of like, you know what I mean? What is the Queen of Pentacles going to think now that I have this right here, right? And then how is the Queen of Pentacles going to respond when she's in a very negative energy, when she is feeling the need to detach, and have to, and needing to make space and feeling heartbroken over her status in life, right? Like where she currently is. And is she even going to be receptive to me? Like, would she? That's a good question. Is she going to be receptive to this when she feels like she's on the verge of needing to detach so that she could, because she's so heartbroken with how life is panning out right now, and how little her efforts have produced? You know what I'm saying? And so is she really going to be, she's so confused. It's like, I have other things I need to focus on. Of course, you know, he's going to be like, oh, it's okay. Well, you're not the one having to live my life, dude. Like, you know, it's not that easy to be open and receptive to something like that. Okay. 6 of Cups. I just saw 3311, like 3311, 3311. When I tell you I be, what's the message about this? Like, I found myself going, what the fuck? Throughout this entire thing. And it's weird because I get, there's no cards here, but I get, because the star is like, and he's in his niche. That's the other thing that the star card, like I wanted to say, that's why I feel like he's a specialty in his skill kind of thing, because it's about finding your niche, finding your lane, right? Hold on. So, finding your lane, finding your niche. But this is also like, it's being guided. I never fucking just sneeze once. Jeez God. It is about guide. I told you. That better be it. If I do 7 times this time, I'll be pissed. I can go up to 7 times, y'all. I hate it. If he's a beak, I mean, motherfucker. Pardon my French. Let's see again. I told y'all. I told you. I hate my nose. This is a trait that I got from my mother's side of the family. There's several of us that do this, and I'm not like the ones. And it comes out of nowhere, seemingly. If I hit that 7, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. We're not. What am I gonna ask her? Okay, I feel like she can see him. But she may feel like she can't get to him either because of what she's dealing with. And that keeps her heart broken. I think whether she sees him or not, she believes that her current life circumstances, the 3 of Swords, is preventing her from loving life and also having love. That's why she has to paint the heart on there, because she can't feel it. She doesn't feel like she, you know what I mean? She can't feel it. Her heart is broken, and it's like she's got to paint one on there to pretend like it's whole. And I split it 3 of Swords, but it's in reverse with the Empress. Wow. Hold on. I had to blow my nose because there ain't no way I was going to sit there and snuffle the whole freaking time. Good Lord. We have the King of Wands. King of Wands is also the King of Pentacles. We also have the Lovers card. And the 8 of Swords, some kind of interference. So yes, whatever the Queen of Pentacles is going through is contributing. Okay? It's contributing to whatever difficulty of a new beginning could happen between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. Leo is very important. Leo season or Leo, that might be somebody's sign or a prominent sign. It's going to take a lot for her to squelch this inferiority / disappointment / grief / desire to just withdraw as a result of whatever's happening in her life. She's just not satisfied. It's not, she's still the Queen of Pentacles, but her life is not reflecting that, and she doesn't understand how to get out of this. And life itself is disappointing. It hurts that she's not been able to do more with, yet know that she's utterly capable of it and putting her best foot forward. So whatever is happening, the dynamic within her life is playing a factor, because this King of Wands, the reason why I think this comes out is because, yes, we can see energetically that these two, and even in personality, because when you have the Pentacles, it's like, it's the human form, right? It's the human existence of that person. It is, they seem equally yoked in life. And that's because they are. Talent-wise, capacity-wise, intelligence, emotional maturity, everything, they're equally yoked. They're magnificent beings that would be in perfect harmony. Their personalities, all of that. They are a perfect match. It's life circumstances that convince more so the Queen of Pentacles than the King of Pentacles that they are not a match. And the funny thing is, when I see the King of Wands, I see that, to me, says I can look at this person and tell they've got all the qualities I could ever want. They're exactly what I would be attracted to. If only my life was different. And that in and of itself is what is causing interference, self-imposed entrapment, and needs to be addressed. That the monster inside that wants to rear its ugly head should not be taking center stage and should not be dictating. It's about calming the inner beast that wants to, I don't just say that now's not the right time, that these two people are not a right match, that whatever the Three of Swords indicates is enough to stand in the way. It's like, are you willing to take a leap and allow this new beginning, despite the fact that you feel like your circumstances in your life are less than stellar, less than perfect? And can you understand and see and believe that just because your life and the things around you and your whatever it is that you feel like you lack, that doesn't indicate anything about you as a person, and doesn't mean that you're still, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's not reflective of actually who you are. You're still the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles a little bit. It's Four of Cups. And this deck is called Comfort because a bit of apathy is developed. See, this Three of Swords is going to create, and I kept saying detachment, but apathy might be a better one, where it's like it can prevent you and run interference from you accepting anything new in your life. Accepting this King of Pentacles. Just like on the Four of Cups, where the proverbial cup comes from the sky, and it's like they seem so uninterested in it because they're so dissatisfied with what's before them, the Three of Cups, their current status in life, that they just they ignore anything else. They ignore the cup that comes from the sky, something new that could bring life to your life, something new to pour into you. The Queen of Pentacles runs that risk right now of ignoring the potential for something new to pour into your life because of your apathy. We have the Magician, Two of Pentacles, which talks about change, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is something that you've wanted and desired. I want to say that the pain the Queen of Pentacles is feeling is a direct correlation of I wanted to be able to make this happen. I wanted, because the Magician has all the tools. It's whether they use them. You know, like they are at the epicenter of, oh, I'm feeling a really huge heartbreak. My heart is hurting. Hold on. She wanted to be her own magician and make her dreams come true. Not ride the coattails of somebody else. And I think we're getting to the heart of it. Queen of Pentacles doesn't want to ride the coattails of the King of Pentacles to get her manifestations. Oh, I'm going to cry. That's where the pain is coming from. I don't want it to be because I have a man. There's something about that. There's some gender patriarchal shit going on here. She feels angry because it's like, I don't want to be one of those that only gets what I get because I have a husband, or because I have a man, or because of a man, or because I come in contact with a man. Like, it feels like it cheapens any accomplishment. I wanted to be enough. I've put in the effort. I've worked this hard. Why can't it come in now? Why do I have to wait until, because the magician makes shit happen. Can make, and it's like the idea of somebody else that has this energy, sharing their energy with you, and you know, because we hear it sometimes where it's like, oh, it's the energy with this person, and it's like just being in proximity to them, things get better in your life. And it's like, I don't want my life to be good just because I brought somebody in. This reminds me so much. So the thing that my mom taught me growing up, and it was sometimes toxic, but there's a lot of truth to it, right? She always said, you don't ever want to be in the position of needing to have a man. You shouldn't need a man. You should want them. And while that is absolutely true, the pursuit of never having to need someone can lead to a very toxic level of hyper independence, and a certain type of lens at which you view things through. And her point, in all honesty, was at any point he could leave you. And your life shouldn't be based on whether or not he is or isn't around. And that's what it feels like for this Queen of Pentacles. Like, there's a huge trend. I don't know if it's a trend or it's whatever it is, even in the fucking spiritual community of, you know, the soft life and letting a man handle everything. And when in reality, culturally, that is part of some of the problems that allowed toxic masculinity to run rampant this in a patriarchal society. This hands off, right? This rollover, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what the Queen of Pentacles is feeling. Like, this is just me letting somebody else do it for me, hand it to me. I'm not worthy enough on my own. As a woman, I have to have a man in order to get something. I have to have a man in order to be let into certain rooms. Like, it feels like that feeds this toxic masculine, patriarchal, misogynistic institutionalized. And it feels like it's the Queen of Pentacles, dark feminine. And this was yesterday too, a very Lilith kind of energy of I shouldn't have to have permission to be successful. But frequently, the way that the systems are set up across the globe and in our society, especially in places like the United States, your proximity to men tends to help you out a lot. That having the capacity, the ability, and everything else like that alone does not seem to be sufficient enough. Women still are not paid the same as men, not seen in the same degree as men, and we're in the midst of a massive cultural fight to maintain whatever ground women have gained in equality and in the view of being seen as human and not possession. And so this is triggering someone's dark feminine. The idea that because we have the magician, which is talking about someone who can make shit happen, with the Two of Pentacles, meaning like it'll produce a change in someone's life. It'll change the trajectory into the Ace of Pentacles, where a new path emerges and financial abundance can come in. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles, I get it, is looking at the universe like, what the fuck? Why, when I have been busting my ass this entire time, do you hinge my success and my manifestations on this motherfucker coming in? So this would be like, so, like, you know, we've got a lot of these tropes in the spiritual community, especially in tarot, where it's like, this person, like, you're just you have to wait for them, and like they're meant to be a part of this, and blah, blah. I don't know. There's just a lot of wet behind the ear readers that just play into, and while they're, the thing is that what the Queen of Pentacles needs to understand, it's not the man that changes anything, or is the reason. This is a very it is a very gendered, and sometimes we have to acknowledge the existing system of gender because it still impacts individuals today. This could be interpreted as anybody masculine presenting. I think that there are definitely several people I've come across and listened to their stories of after going through transition from female to male, them experiencing that power shift, and understanding all the more the privilege that exists as a man. So we you know, I don't want to say there aren't nuances to this, because this could just be anybody that's mask presenting, who's the king of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is like, because I'm feminine presenting, or more feminine in nature, that I somehow need to rely on an external, when we all have masculine and feminine inside. It's like, why is that necessary? This is a Lilith trigger. I'm going to tell you right fucking now. What do I need a man for to do this? Like, I should only be with a man because I want him, not because I have to have him in order to have my whatever. And I think that there's anger on the Queen of Pentacles side feeling forced into that. Okay? Kind of like in the like when I was saying in the beginning where my computer, I had a full battery and my computer's like, you need to plug in. I was like, why? I have a full battery. Why is that necessary? And it wouldn't let me fucking record. I kept pushing and it wouldn't let me record until I plugged it in. But it wasn't necessary. And I think that's what this Queen of Pentacles is like, why do I gotta wait for this motherfucker? Why is everything hinging? Like, what are you talking about? What is going on? That's where the confusion is. What the fuck? I get it. What the fuck? Why does everything hinge on this motherfucker? Like, and that's where this Queen of Pentacles is having a difficult time. She's hung up on that. Why couldn't this come in sooner? This Queen of Pentacles is convinced that things are being held up in her life despite all her efforts, despite being utterly, completely capable, that it has to wait for that she wouldn't. It's like she feels like it's being held back. It's being withheld from her. And that makes it seem like this proverbial cup coming from the sky is being forced on her. Like you only get what you want if you do this. And that taints this connection. The one where she normally would be utterly 110% attracted. King of Wands. And this is supposed to be a fucking choice. But you're making it feel like it's not. It's something's feeling like, and the thing is, the truth of the matter is, society is what it is today. And in the foreseeable future, it's only going to become more difficult. It is not about having a man enter someone's life so that they have like this green card of permission to do well, even though there are some areas in our world right now where that is the case, and you will experience things easier if you're a fucking man or if you have one. But most importantly, your dark feminine is triggered on this. Spirit's saying actually it's about community, connection, support, and love. That's what Spirit wants you to have. And when you experience this love with the King of Pentacles, it opens you up to experience and contain more. And the thing that you have to rein in that really isn't true is that this is being held up because that you're only going to get it because of a man. This masculine isn't going to do anything that opens a door for you necessarily. You're not going to get this just because he walks into your life. Spirit is just positioning you because you are your best when your heart is completely open. And this connection, they're showing me Care Bear, where they beam from the heart, and it's like this connection just rips you wide open to do what you do best. You operate at your best. And right now, life has you feeling like the Three of Swords. Like you have to paint that motherfucking heart on because you don't have one anymore. Because it's so painful to deal with this life that it's a lot easier to detach and close off. There's a respect here for the trigger that you have because I want to cry. Spirit understands how delicate this is. How it can feel given the world you've had to grow up in and its current state. You don't need a man to do this, but you do need your heart to be open. And the one thing that can help to counteract the world at large is to have your perfect match that loves you unconditionally, that gets you, that sees you, that loves you no matter what, that can break open that heart and support you. Like, that's what you need. It's not a man. It's an open heart. And yes, this world makes it very, very difficult to live from that space. But the magic that you create with this individual will have you very, very open. And your efforts will not be in vain anymore. So, whatever it is that you have worked so diligently in your life, it does require an open heart. And an open heart needs a safe space to be held, to be seen. And this world's not very good at it right now, but the King of Pentacles is. Um, so that part of you that wants to rage out, love on it, acknowledge it. It's not wrong. You don't need a partner. And yes, I feel like saying you should have had some success by now. But this something in your life has beat you down to the point where you've hit apathy. And while your knee-jerk reaction is to engage in that apathy when this cup arrives, they're asking you to do the exact opposite. To be brave and to accept it. Holy shit. All right, that is the message. Before I actually cry on camera, for crying out loud, I hope this message finds whoever it's meant for. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you at the next